everyone. So, fun fact, I had this entire video filmed for like 2 weeks. This was one of the first videos I ever filmed. And then I accidentally just deleted the video. Well, when I say just, I mean 2 days ago. Which by now, right currently in my time, is a day before Valentine's Day. And I do my filming on a Sunday because I don't have time to do it during a week. And so now it's Wednesday and I start work in like an hour and I'm trying to do this video now. Anyway, so sorry if it's a little scrambled, but I accidentally deleted the video because I was trying to delete something else and it was the exact same length as the video that I deleted. And then, yeah. So luckily I still had the sped up footage of me like filming it because that was like separate, so I can refilm the video now, which is what's gonna happen. But I hope you like it. So we're gonna build a heart-shaped house in honor of Valentine's Day, or right now the day after Valentine's Day. I believe it's still Valentine's Day somewhere at this point, so it still counts technically. But anyway, that's what we're gonna do. All the credit to Simsy, because when I originally filmed, she hadn't posted her video for this year of building a heart-shaped house. But I took inspiration from her last one, which was building a heart-shaped house, and now she's built another one. And so I'd seen, when I built this house, I'd seen the previous one, but I hadn't seen this one. Just keep that in mind. But I will link both videos below because they are great. Seems a great builder. Much better than me. But yeah, just being honest, this build was more let's make it happen than let's make it look good. But let's get into it. Okay, so we're here with it's more of a somewhat heart-shaped house than heart-shaped because it's hard to do heart-shaped in The Sims, and I started without curved walls and I was like, no, I'm going to do the curved walls. So anyway, I'm going to stop playing this and then we are going to get into it. So I originally wanted to go for a modern build for this house, and I wanted to do kind of what I did with the plumb bob and do the fences around the roof, and I wanted to make it like an eco roof. And then I realized that you can't, sorry, not fences, half wall. I was like, you can't do that on curved walls, or at least I couldn't figure out how to, which we'll see at some point. And so that's me trying to do the modern, because I thought maybe it could be a shipping container, kind of like eco living style thing. I realized it just wasn't gonna work. And then I chose this pink wallpaper and it doesn't even look pink. And I was like, have I chosen the wrong color? But then I saw on a different wallpaper I tried to use, which to be fair, it does look a little more pink, but yeah. You'll see me with the fencing right now because I thought I could do this cool thing, and then I tried a ladder later on and a ladder wouldn't even work, and I don't know why. I don't know what I was doing wrong because I got a ladder to work in my plumb bob house, which it shouldn't have been too hard to make a ladder work, but I'm not even sure what's going on, honestly. But anyway, so you'll see me. Yes, we're going into the floor plan now. Now I usually plan out a floor plan. This one I did not, and it didn't go too badly. I thought it was pretty good. You can see that the wall kind of clips there with the curved wall. I hate that, and I wish I didn't because it probably would have it probably wouldn't change much, but I had to change it. You'll see in a second. And I do forget to do the flooring for quite a while, so just bear with me on that one. Usually I do the flooring first. I don't know what came over me that was just like, no flooring today, but I do eventually do the flooring. Anyway, yeah, but so, fun fact about speed builds. I was talking to my friend about speed builds the other day, and she will watch this probably a week or two after it's posted, so hey, how are you going? But I was telling her how I was building a speed build, and she was like, I don't get this point of speed builds. And I was like, oh, okay, you don't really play games. Like, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a gamer, but like, she's definitely not. She plays Minecraft, and that's about it with me. I was like, okay. I was like, what? But why? And she was like, I just don't get the point of it. Like, why wouldn't you just speed it up why wouldn't you just film it and speed it up afterwards? And I was like, we do. And she goes, what? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, and I was like, you thought we just played the game really fast? And she was like, yeah. I don't know how she thought I was doing any of this so fast, but it cracked me up for a while. The reason I was telling her about that is because I did try and film another speed build for you guys that was going to be posted yesterday. Also, my YouTube has had issues with posting, which is why there wasn't a video Monday. So sorry about that. Hopefully this video will be able to post, because if it isn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just had severe issues with posting lately. But anyway, that's why I haven't been posting daily. But I was trying to film a speed build, and I was filming on OBS, and OBS has hotkeys that you can set up, and I have hotkeys set up for streaming because it's easier. Also, I forgot to put cheats on, if you're wondering what that is, literally me just forgetting to put cheats on, and I had to search up the debug cheat because I could not remember it for the life of me. But anyway, that's just if you're wondering why I'm just doing cheats in the middle of the game. Usually I do it beforehand. But so I was trying to film a speed build, and it took me in the end, this build, I will do a tour of it. That'll probably be one of my videos soon after all my pre-filmed videos go out. I was trying to film it's this massive family house. I think it's got, well, actually it's only got 4 bedrooms, but it's 2 stories. The roofing was a nightmare, and that is particularly what I wanted in the speed build, because I was so proud of myself that I got the roofing to work. Because you will see, it's literally, I think it took me 11 roofing pieces in the end, probably even more. But I realized that I'd hit a hotkey about 10 minutes into the build. I hadn't even finished the porch, doing the porch and building the house. And I was like, okay, I give up at this point. I'm just going to do a tour. But in the end, that house took me probably 7 hours to build in total. I am really proud of it though, so I will film a tour, but I'm really upset that that speed build just didn't work with my hotkeys. And here you'll see me attempting to make counters. So I do a little thing where I overlap the counters. They're not really functional, but I think they look alright. It's just really hard to work on a diagonal with counters, and I had no idea what to put in that corner because I didn't feel like the toilet was going to fit next to the shower, and I knew I wanted something there because the shower is like a shower bath, so it's got that weird wall. And yeah, I have checked, and this functions currently, but I am going to check again before I upload it because I feel like that half tile wouldn't function usually, but it worked when I play tested it just before. So hopefully it continues to work, because otherwise I'm going to have to move the door, and it's just going to be really upsetting because I actually really like the way this bathroom turned out. And yes, the walling in the bathroom will change. It will become tiles. I just made every wall of that. But I'm really proud of this bathroom. Also, this build has made me realize the lack of pink paintings, because even when I found things that were pink, they would have, they just wouldn't be fully pink, or it would just look really not the vibe, because I went for pink and white with this build, and pink, fun fact, is my favorite color, even though it's technically not a color, but that's a rant for another video. In fact, I have that rant in another video, so you will listen to it at some point. But I tried to make it pink and white because I felt like those two colors worked together. It looked very nice and light and lovely. But yeah, so I found out there weren't many pink paintings, so I had to use some kind of wall stickers. You know, the bunny wall stickers? I used some of them in the lounge room, but there isn't much a wall decoration in this build because there just wasn't much to put in at all. I really didn't know what to do. So this is my petition to EA to make more pink paintings. We need them, because I built that big family house. Its main color is green, and I'll go through that in the tour video because I have, that house has a whole storyline behind it, why everything is the way it is. But it's mainly green. I realized there were so many green items in The Sims. Obviously, The Sims kind of is green, so it makes sense. But there is not enough pink items, and a lot of the pink shades, especially a base game, don't match. Because I did try, and you'll see this with the couch. This is where I found the issue of I just had no shades to match at all. But I tried to make this build mostly base game. I believe I used a Parenthood shower. Actually, that might have been base game. I probably should have been paying better attention. But I did try and stay mostly base game. I did use island living counters, but it was because they were the only ones I could make fully white, but they still look like they fit with the build. But they're easily replaceable, and you saw how I did them. So, if you want to download it, you can, and just change the counters. But I really like the island living house. They're very nice and modern, and I know, what pack was it? There was a new pack with more modern counters, and I used them. Oh my god, I'm so blanking. I'll see when I do the counters probably, but I really like the island living counters. They're really nice. And yeah, I really struggled with shades for those couches, and base game shades especially, because they're all that, the dark kind of magenta pink, and I don't really like that color, especially not for this build. And I loved that matte. The minute I found it, I was like, I need that. I've never seen that in the game, and I swear I've seen everything in the game, but every time I do a new build, I find more stuff. The frog mat, oh my god, I managed to use it in that big family house build, and I was so happy. But I'm still going to do a build surrounding just that frog mat, because it's my favorite thing ever. And I did put that Valentine's Day carpet into the kitchen just so I knew to use it for in front of the sink, because I always like to have a carpet in front of the sink, but you'll see that later. Anyway, it took me so long to find a carpet, and I did reuse the carpet in the bedroom, but honestly on video it doesn't look that fluoro, but when I was doing it I was like, this looks insanely like a different pink, but it does kind of look purple on video. I promise it doesn't look like that in the build. I swear it doesn't. Maybe it does. I don't know. Am I colorblind? Hopefully not. But yeah. And then, so I wanted for the kitchen, I wanted to kind of have like an open dining room and kitchen kind of thing, because I realized I made it very big. Here's me just selecting a bookshelf that is pink. But I think it worked. There was still a lot of empty space. I probably could have made the heart a little bit smaller, but I like how I did it. And yeah, you'll just see the wall decals. I mean, they're kind of covered by my face, but they're just in the corner by the bookshelf. And then I used these like baby pictures because they're the only things that are pink in this game, and it's really upsetting to me. I think we need more pink stuff. We need a pink pack. And I know the pastel pop kit kind of has more pink, and I'm about to buy that. I probably should have bought it before I did this video. But I don't know, I just want more like base game pink stuff. I think it's cute. Also, I tried to do this whole thing along the curved wall for the kitchen, and then I completely backtracked on it because it just didn't work. It worked for that one section and then never again. There was always little corners that were cut out, and I could have like sized things down to kind of fill it in, but I didn't think that was worth it. And then I also had nowhere to put the fridge and the stove because they cannot go on curved walls. Or they can, but it's really hard to make them work and really like hard to actually make a sim use them. And a lot of these counters wouldn't have been usable anyway, so I did in a way that the counters were usable, and we did get some weird lighting on them because they are on a diagonal wall in the end, but I don't know. I'd rather have some weird lighting than not being able to use my counters at all. I do really like the pink appliances in this game. I think there could be more, although not stoves. There's enough pink stoves, but fridges, a bit of a lack. There's a lot of lack in coloured fridges in this game, and it really upsets me. But yeah, you'll see me trying to do the kitchen counters and them just completely failing. And this was me honestly doubting myself this entire time. I was gonna completely change the entire blueprint of the house just to make the kitchen different. But then this is when I just decided put it on that wall. I don't know why I didn't think of that first, but that is what I ended up doing. I did kind of like an island type kitchen style. It's a little, I like it. It's a bit small. Usually I like to have my kitchens pretty big, but it's still definitely usable, and it's nice enough for Sims to sit at. We also have like a little brunch table, not brunch table. We have on the island, we have like seating, so you know, it looks quite cute. But yeah, so yeah, these are the island living counters that I love because they look so modern and nice. And then the only ones I could get to be fully white, the rest of them had brown and white or black and white, and I didn't want that. I wanted them fully white. And this house is a little obnoxiously pink and white, but honestly, it's like one of those houses, you know, the old ladies live in, and they're like, you know, the green lady, and she's like 80 something and her entire life is just green. This is what my life is going to be, but pink. Also, I have a bone to pick with whoever made like corner counters. Why are they shorter than normal length counters? I didn't even end up using a corner counter on this side because I thought it just would look so bad, because look, you can see it's like there's a gap missing, and normally I don't notice as much. Obviously I've seen it before, but I just hate that it looks like that. I don't know why it looks like that. I could have like cheated and did a bit of move objects, but I wanted a corner counter. I don't know why it looks like that at all. I just now realized I forgot to put a smoke detector in this build. I would definitely put that in before I upload it to the gallery. Honestly, I was more concerned with making the kitchen work than fire safety, but I definitely will have to put it in because we don't want our house to be completely engulfed in flames. Unless that's how you play The Sims. I really like these pink chairs. I know they aren't the same pink as the rest of the house, but I think they're nice. I think you would use them in an actual non-pink Sims build, and they look in place and nice, and they look pretty modern as well. I was trying to go modern vibes to this build. I know the outside isn't entirely modern. It's like 2000s modern is what I was trying for this build. So yeah, now we're on to the bedroom. Now the bedroom, I struggled with what to do for the curved walls for a while. I really didn't know like whether I was going to put a desk there. I did end up trying to do this curved desk and realized it didn't really work. So I just put a single desk, and there's a little bit of a space at the back, but I think that's fine. I also struggled with the beds. There's not many pink beds as well that look nice. There's the Princess Cordelia bed, I think that's what it's called. The really fancy looking bed. There's that's base game, and that's nice for a more traditional build, but definitely not for this build. So I ended up settling on this bed that I have here. But I think we need more base game beds that are just pink and white and just look nice. I don't know, I'm really picky with my pinks. I feel like there wasn't enough pink stuff for this build for me to fill up the whole build, and usually I like to fill up my builds entirely. I also forgot to do the lighting till the end, so sorry about that, but I really like the lighting I did in the bedroom. It's this cute cloud thing. I also did it in the family home. I'm kind of very consistent with what I do inside my builds, but I really like the light, and it is base game, and I never knew that this light was base game. I thought it was Parenthood always, but it's actually something I see in a lot of I remember seeing when I was a lot younger in my friends' houses. A few of them had lights kind of along the lines of these, so I think it's really cool. I also struggled a bit with finding a pink chair, but the one I found, it works. It probably doesn't fit the style as much, and I'm so sorry for using a pink computer. I was going to just use the normal base game one, but the minute I saw that there was a pink computer, I know I needed it, but it's easily replaceable with another computer. And I also just put an easel, because we know painting is the best way of making money in The Sims. And I think, as much as this house is a heart house, I think it's livable. I think I would put a sim in here, and it would be kind of cute. And I think at the end, you can't really tell it's a heart. You can, if you were looking at it and you're like, oh, that's a heart, you'd be like, well, that's a heart. But I think just if you put this somewhere and was like, this is my Sims build, someone would be like, oh, that's cool. Also, I'm so sorry for being a little off right now. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a bit stressed because I just burnt my finger on my air fryer and it is in pain so badly. And I've been having it against a cold can, but I speak with my hands, so I also used some of the hanging plants. Again, I know, I'm sorry they weren't base game. A lot of the decor I did in this isn't base game, but it's easily replaceable with something that is. There wasn't much pink selection, and I don't want to leave the house bare. But I think in the end it is just, it's not even tiny living, it's the knitting pack. I think it's just the knitting pack, city living for the computer, and island living for the counters. So things that are pretty easily replaceable, if you ask me. Yeah, the lighting situation again, the lamps, the pink lamps. I ended up using a kid's lamp. It looks alright, but I don't know. I found this the other day because I was looking for a pink lamp in my family home, and then I couldn't find one, so I think I used the cat one from what's it called? My First Pet stuff. But yeah, here is the lighting that I used in my bedroom, and I absolutely love how I did the cloud lighting. I think it's so cute. I use it in all the kids' bedrooms I ever make in The Sims. But once again, struggled a little bit with pink lighting. I think I ended up just using normal lighting because it wasn't really working. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lack of pink in this game entirely. And I think there should be more, because who doesn't love the colour pink? And there's a lot of those magenta pink shades in things, and while it could have been cute, I just don't really like that shade of pink. I think it's just a bit much. Also, now we get, after the windows. We do the windows. The windows were pretty easy for me. I just put them where I thought there should be windows. It looks a little funny from the outside, but I think it's alright. I don't know why I did this. I used the Snowy Escape windows, but there are base game windows that look exactly like this. Once again, easily replaceable. I thought I used base game, but the Eco Living, I'm pretty sure it's Eco Living, the Snowy Escape, and the, what's the other pack? Oh, Island Living. I'm pretty sure they all have windows that look exactly like this, and they can all be found in the base game. There are windows, again, that look exactly like this, and they're base game. I think they're a bit longer, but that might have worked better in this house. I don't know why I didn't use them. I probably wasn't even looking, because I get so confused between these blank windows. I don't know, there's just so many of them. I feel like while there's a lot of window options in The Sims, there could be more. I really want a big circle window in The Sims, something that I can put in my roofs, when it's this, and you can just put one in the middle. And here you'll see me attempt but fail at putting a ladder into this build, so I never ended up doing a roof thing, because I could have put it inside, but it didn't really make sense. Yeah, I just didn't understand what wasn't working for me with putting the ladder in, because it worked for my plumber build, and My plumber build was also diagonal, I believe. So I'm really not sure why it ended up working. But I just put some solar panels, so you don't really need to replace them with anything. It was just to kind of lower the electricity bills. I always like to put solar panels and fans and rain collectors in my builds if I can, because I like lowering my bills. The Sims builds are really expensive sometimes, especially when you're saving up for something or you want to build a new house and you're just like, oh my god, like why do I have to keep paying those bills? And I do fix the fact that the solar panels are uneven. I didn't realize at the time, but I really like these pink trees. Honestly, I think I might start using them more. I knew there were pink trees, but not these ones, and I think they look really cute. And then it was at this point that I was like, what do I do with the landscaping of this build? And I ended up building a really cute little path to the door. And then you will see in about a minute what I ended up doing. That took me so long, and I'm so inexperienced in building. I also tried to use this path that is pink. I don't know why. I just thought, we needed some more pink. I don't think it looks too bad. I think if you zoomed in, it would look a bit funny. I think it just looks like any normal rock path, but I don't really get why there's like pink petals in between. I think that's what they are. They're either petals or pink rocks. I don't really get what they have to do with the cottage living that they come in or anything else. But I don't know. They're cute. I might use them again at some point. Also, I am obsessed with putting lights along my paths. I don't see many Sims builders do it, the ones that I watch at least. But in Australia, lights like these are prevalent. Like, people put them everywhere along their driveways and things. But I never see them in Sims builds. So I am on my way to make them more in Sims builds because I just like the way they look. And here is where I decide to try and do a love heart pond. Now, I am absolutely terrible at building ponds in The Sims, and you will see that, because I'm just terrible with terrain tools. That's why I never use them. I've tried to learn how to use them. I've watched videos. I've watched everything. But I don't know. I just feel like terrain tools is a real skill that you need to build up, and I do not have the patience to build that skill. But here I am trying to make a pond, and I think it turned out all right in the end. I'm not very good at making landscape along the pond though, so you will see it looks a bit bare, but I think it looked pretty cute. Anyway, to be fair, it does look like a love heart. From this angle it does. If you go from the up, like if you take a bird's eye view, it does not look like a love heart. It just looks like a normal pond. But if you come along here, you will see that it looks like a love heart. And I love this algae type water. I also made a love heart with the logs, so I was really proud of myself for that. But I really wanted to use the cherry blossom water, and I just thought it looked kind of not great because it looked really uniform. Like, obviously it's just a repeated pattern and I understand why, but I wish it was a little more mixed match because I feel like cherry blossoms wouldn't fall in that pattern, And I also put some ducks and fireflies and I think a swan. Actually, that might have just been another duck in here. I love this new added feature that came. Well, it didn't come with cottage living, but it came along the same time. And I just think it's really cool that we can now have things like that on our properties because I miss that. I don't miss, I mean from real life to the game. But yeah, we will see how it looks when I go into live mode. Is it live mode or is it live mode? Because I call it live mode, but then most people call it live mode, but I feel like it would be live mode because you're alive. But then live mode also makes sense because you're living in that time. Honestly, I have no idea, but the Sims team needs to clarify this. This is going to be the biggest debate since GIF and GIF. But then I just put some bushes at the front because I thought it looked a little bare. I didn't really know what to do with the front yard. I was going to put some kids backyard stuff, but then I realized a kid isn't going to live here because there's only one bedroom. So I decided against that in the end. But I feel like some pink monkey bars would really tie this all together. I wish adults could go on monkey bars. I feel like that'd be fun. Monkey bars are still fun to me at this age, and I am a full adult. So, And then I put some grass in. I'm almost done, I promise. I feel like there's not much to commentate on when you're kind of watching what's happening already, unless there's a funky story about what is happening, But I do try and put some dirt under the trees. I always like doing this. It makes it look a little more realistic, a little more lived in because, well, sometimes you see great trees with grass all around them, but usually you see them with a bit of dirt at their bottom, just like I'm doing now. And for some reason my terrain tools at this point were being really weird and just glitching out. So you'll see instead of just erasing it, I was like, we'll put a log on it. But I'll have to try and fix my terrain tools, honestly, because they started glitching really bad. And I tried to do it on another build. I thought maybe it was just the lot that was kind of freaking out with all the curved walls. But I tried to do it on another lot and they seem completely broken. Like they will not put where I want them to. So anyway, I think we're about to end the build. I did want to put like a path on the roof, even though I couldn't get up there. I thought maybe someone would be able to figure out with a ladder, but I ended up not being able to do that. So that is the build, and let's go look at it now. So here we have the house. So as you see, the little path, we have these little decals. As I said, yeah, it wasn't much pink wall decor at all. And then we have the TV. Oh, a little bit of clipping here. I might fix that before I upload this gallery accidentally. So I am a sucker for clipping. I always accidentally do it. It's really, really bad. But then we have the chairs. And we have the cute little bathroom. Again, some clipping. But as you can see, it doesn't look too bad. But that's what I did with the counters. Bathroom. There's the cute little cloud lights that I was talking about. Cute pink bedroom. And here is the dining and kitchen. As you can see, might have to slot that in a bit better. That's alright. I'll make some improvements before I put it up in the gallery. But here is the Heart House in all its glory. With the cute pink grass roof. It's doing well.